Warning, if you're faint of heart or easily offended, this show is not for you.
You answer it however you want. I would appreciate honesty because I think that makes a good show. And
I don't suck dick for steak.
Oh my God, you're gonna make the best show. So you don't do that for buy-ins.
No.
I wasn't gonna ask you that.
I mean,
okay, but
I
since you
believe
said,
you, but
yeah, but I was gonna ask you. Okay, welcome to the Nick Vertucci Show. I am Nick Vertucci, and I am here with Paulina, the poker bunny. And I'm the only one wearing ears. What in the hell?
Yeah, what the fuck?
What are you doing? Like, whatever. Are you still the poker bunny? Kinda? Are you
guess,
still leaning into the
apparently.
bunny? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a lot of people who are going to love this podcast. They've wondering where you are, what you're doing. I know that you've been online and social media, so you have a lot of people following you. But Paulina, how old are you?
24.
How in the hell are you into poker at 24, playing at the levels and really at the level you play? You're a very, very savvy poker player. And at the stakes you play. So I'm going to come out hot with my first question that everybody talks about. You answer it however you want. I would appreciate honesty because I think that makes a good show. And
I don't suck dick for steak.
Oh my God, you're going to make the best show. So you don't do that for buy-ins?
No.
I wasn't going to ask you that.
I mean,
okay, but
I
since you
believe you, but
yeah, but I was going to ask you something along the lines of say, are you staked and do you have poker sugar daddies? That doesn't mean you're doing that.
I know.
Okay, but no, you're not staked.
I'm staked.
Oh, you are staked,
yeah.
But they're not. There are no conditions. They're not sugar daddies.
No.
Well, then what's in it for them? Just the money? How did you get, how about this? How many backers do you have? 1, 2, 10?
One.
This is what people want. You have
right
one
now
backer.
I have one, yeah.
Okay. And is this...
Like occasionally I like sell a little bit of action for tourneys and stuff.
Right. I've seen that
the
online.
Public, but aside from that, just one.
And and you don't have to tell me who, because you're not gonna, correct? Can you tell me who?
It's like a very obvious person in Austria.
When you say obvious poker player?
Like, I think he stakes like a fair amount of people.
Okay. Is he older?
He's like 30s.
Well, to you, that's older.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not old.
No.
And he stakes you, you're his horse, basically, because he's doing it for a return. He believes in you.
Well, he buys like, I don't technically have a makeup deal or something like that, but I sell substantial action to him. Yeah.
So you sell
to
action
him.
to him.
Yeah.
And how did you meet him?
I'm like pretty well connected with the German poker players
You are.
Austrian, yeah.
How'd that happen? Come on. How'd that happen? How are you well connected with German, Austrian poker players? This is interesting. By your delay, just give us the truth.
Initially, they know me from like a 200 Zoom database.
What the hell is that?
Like, on a poker site.
Like a
like
chat
they know
thing
what
or
my username is, and they have a lot of hands on me.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so you guys have become friends.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're here to tell the poker community, right into that mic, that you have never done what you said. I'm not going to use those words because I've
actually never sucked dick for poker.
Ever.
No.
Just for fun, not poker. What?
Yeah.
I don't know. You brought it up.
Yeah.
I was never going to use that term. I'd get slaughtered if I asked you that question. And I did not know you were going to say that, but my God, is that funny. Okay, so no dicks have been sucked for buy-ins.
No.
Okay. All right. Those are your words. By the way, I'm sure someone will clip that and make me look bad, but, go for it.
And before my current backer, like, in the past, I also... someone was backing me, but it wasn't in any way sexual.
Okay. And the current backer, never anything sexual?
No.
Okay. So if you're listening out there and And you guys are out there trolling and saying this. Now, no one's ever going to know for sure, but I believe you. I do. I believe you, and I think you should believe her too. So let's.
I mean, it's like, it is crazy though to think that like I'm some random 24-year-old girl using her sexuality in some cases like to get onto poker shows and stuff. It's crazy that
that's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Because it's a hard, no pun, a hard sell to believe that, because most people don't. And I'm sure I'm going to have the feminist groups after me because like I'm having this conversation with you, but it's out there. It's been said.
I've also like for sure used my sexuality to get ahead in some ways in poker, just not to get buy-ins.
I dig your honesty. Seriously, because everyone knows that's true. That is true. It's very apparent. Like if you were to say that's not true, then we know you're a fugazi. You're not real.
I mean, like I was wearing like sports tanks with like push-up bras and stuff. Come on.
On purpose.
Yeah.
So have you taken a lot of heat from women in poker because of this?
I don't think that helped, but I for sure haven't helped myself in that case.
Are you taking a different direction now? Are you not?
For sure.
Are you no longer going to use your sexuality for your brand?
Like it's very hard to not. Oh wait. Okay. First thing. It's really hard to not be jealous of like other female poker players. Like if you look at female poker players, like they're so beautiful, like they have so much going on, they have so much money, like it's really it's hard to like not compare yourself all the time and everything, but yeah, and yeah, some jealousy on my part didn't manifest in the best ways.
So that would lead me to one of my next questions, but we're going to finish this topic too. So is the poker bunny going to lean in or out of her sexuality and her brand going forward, and why?
I'm just not going to be like so like excessive about it, but like I'm not going to
hide who you are,
lean away
what
from
you look
that.
like.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a fair answer. Now, one of the things I was going to ask you is you've received a lot of hate, a lot of lash out. I've seen it online. People are brutal as much as I've seen support for you. But that's just how it is on the internet, right?
Yeah.
On social media. But you also did fire off, and we'll get to why you did that later and some of the stages you were in manically and stuff. But you lashed out pretty hard at some female poker players. But now you answered the question. I'm assuming you did that because there was some jealousy.
Yeah.
So you lashed out over jealousy, basically, when you were not in the strongest of mind frames.
Yeah.
Because that what you were really thinking inside manifested and it came out.
For sure.
Do you regret that?
Yeah, of course I regret it, and like I regret if anyone was hurt as a result, even though I honestly don't think anyone was hurt. But I'm also just a very straightforward person, and when I have a hard time like keeping my thoughts to myself.
Sure.
I think a lot of people have like not the nicest thoughts about certain things, but
they don't say them.
Yeah. But I'm not trying to like, this feels like a massive justification or something. Like I should just like,
I think being honest, whatever the fucking truth is the best. So just go with it.
For the record, I never thought in any circumstance that I like said something bitchy about.
What was the worst thing you said and to who, if you can remember? I don't know. I didn't write it down. I didn't go look anything up.
Like 2 years ago, I was just playing like low mid stakes in Bellagio, and I ran into Bobby's room where Emma Zaw was playing.
Sure. And
she's, by the way, she's actually like a massive sicko at poker. Like she's really good. Like genuinely. But yeah, I just said like you ugly bitch.
To her face? Yeah. To her face? Just for no reason? Just because she's like, you were jealous?
Just because I was jealous.
Oh My God. Well, at least you said it to her
But
face.
I was isolated like before this time before I moved to Vegas. Like I was isolated for like a year without like basically any human contact, and that really does something to you.
Sure.
For sure.
So you were losing your mind. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to when you lost your.
But like
marbles.
me and Emma are like, she actually is like amazing and like forgave me and everything, and we're friends now. But
is there anyone? Maybe there isn't. Is there anyone that's on that list that you want to apologize to? Not that you need to. I'm not suggesting anyone needs to apologize to anyone.
For sure. Again, like, I really don't think that I like hurt specific people. Though.
Okay, cool. And but now you are in support of all women in poker. You realized your insecurities and you're taking a different direction.
Yeah.
You know what? That's fair. Look, we all have. What I think's cool about it is that you're not making excuses for it. Like, it's hard for someone to say, "Hey, look, I did that. I said that because I was insecure or I was jealous." Most people come up with justifications. So I think it's pretty cool that you're just taking it straight up. Yeah, cool. How did you? Well, so let me ask this. So you've received a lot of support, but you've also received a lot more hate. Like a lot. Where has that come from, you think? Why? And what specifically hurt you the most, or what hurt you the most? And give me some examples of how you were attacked.
I think people have a problem seeing someone who they presume to be in a position solely because of their sexuality, like in a position that they would like to be in. Right. Yeah. Even though honestly, that's like not the, I mean, that's certainly a factor why I was able to get popular in poker and stuff, but like, that's one piece of the puzzle. Sure. And I also worked extremely hard to get to where I am in poker, but I understand that people are like annoyed that someone who's like running around with bunny ears on is in a sick spot, basically, or what they perceive to be a sick spot.
They're jealous, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Who came after you the hardest? Male or female?
I mean, both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you get a lot of positive and negative DMs? What's the ratio? And what's the ratio of positive, negative, and creepy?
Like, there's honestly a lot of positive DMs.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. That's good. All right. How did you get into poker? You're 24. When did you start playing?
When I was 20 in Australia.
Okay. And where are you from? Where were you born?
New York.
And how did you wind up in Australia or Austria?
Australia.
Australia. How'd you wind up there?
I was doing a study abroad program, and I just decided to stay. Okay.
And then you started playing poker and you found a love for it?
Yeah.
And you were playing very low stakes, I assume, when you first started? Yeah.
I played like a $5 tournament and won.
Nice. Oh, you won it.
Yeah.
And then you just got it in your blood.
Yeah.
As soon as you won that bitch.
I think that's what happens to a lot of people. Like, they have a heater at first, even though they suck. Obviously, everyone sucks when they start playing poker, including me. Yeah. And yeah.
Got it. Where did you come up with the Poker Bunny brand? How did that come up?
Yeah, I just was doing some Twitch streaming, like on the floor in New Jersey, and I had some bunny ears and I put them on and called myself Poker Bunny.
It was just that simple.
Yeah. And I thought the name kind of had a ring to it.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah. Are you like, I don't think Poker Cat would sound
No, good. Poker Donkey.
Yeah, that could work. I mean, that's more accurate, but I don't think it sounds as good.
No, Poker Bunny's the nuts for sure. No, I think you stuck the landing on that one. I don't see you wearing your ears as much. Are you still the Poker Bunny? It's literally
because I'm lazy.
Okay, but you're still the Poker Bunny, correct? Yeah. You're not leaning away from that.
No.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
No, I like the name.
Okay, good. Good. Yeah. I mean, it's weird. I'm the only one wearing ears, but that's okay.
I asked if I could wear the ears, but yeah, I didn't
Well,
bring my
they're
own
my
ears.
ears.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I would thought the poker bunny would have ears on when she came, and I'm like, no, you can't wear my ears. Of course not. Why would I let you wear my ears? That's so weird. All right. So speaking of your poker career, you had told me, and you mentioned to me that when you first started playing, you were very solver oriented. Like it was charts. You were a robot. Now you say you're incorporating and you're starting to figure out there's more to poker than charts.
Well, I was a really horrible robot.
Were you? Were you not good at the math?
Well, at first, obviously very bad coming from zero starting point. But even if someone's playing, literally GTO versus a robot, which would be, essentially another robot, you're going to be losing so much versus humans.
Versus the human element of playing the person.
Versus people, because everyone's not playing like that, obviously.
Correct.
Everyone's making massive mistakes that are so far from that. So what you want to do is understand what equilibrium strategy looks like, and then try to understand how to deviate effectively to
you have to incorporate both.
Fuck up humans.
You have to incorporate both, right? There's the human element, there's the mathematics to the game.
Honestly, at this point, I think it's now just about if someone does something bad, just take advantage of that.
Yeah, you take advantage of mistakes, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You don't just do what the chart says right there. You have to take advantage of it.
Yeah, but that's what I was attempting to do, and I also was not good at first.
Yeah.
So that was just a recipe for disaster.
Got it. And it wasn't working out.
At first, no.
No. How long has it been working out? Meaning, here's my question.
No, I mean, that never worked out.
Yeah. But how long has what you're doing now been working out? How long ago did you figure this out?
I've been moving away from GTO, trying to be playing a solver for the past I don't know, year or something. But then it wasn't until 6 months ago I was just finally fuck this is stupid.
And you're winning more now.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question then, which I wasn't going to ask you, but it made me think of it. How long has your backer been backing you or buying pieces of you, whoever this is?
My current one?
Yes.
Since September.
Since September?
Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah.
What happened to your other backer?
I mean...
Did he lose too much money? Be honest.
Honestly, he died.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Was he old?
No, and he has a 13-year-old kid.
What happened?
He just had liver failure.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, I wasn't ready for that answer. You just knocked me off my ass on that one, so very sorry to hear that. Is this new poker backer friend, is he plus EV on his returns? Have you been making him money, or is he just... You have?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm up over $50K for him.
So he's made $50K.
Yeah.
On you.
Yeah.
How much? What's the split?
It depends on what I'm playing.
So you deal to deal.
I'm mostly playing tournaments right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but if you play cash tournaments, the deal's different. You just have different percentages.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's good. His horse is paying off.
I mean, so far.
Yeah, so far, of course. That's
such
good.
a small sample, But.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Okay. So let me move right along with you here, Paulina. What are your thoughts on the... you had mentioned this to me, that you had some thoughts on the current poker boom. What does that mean to you? What do you see is happening?
Yeah, well, I think your show is dope. I think Hustler's playing a huge part in this. People are really engaged in an exciting show and want to try playing poker themselves.
You think it's helped the poker community?
Yeah. And people are talking so much about poker, and and that creators night you had with a bunch of super famous influencers was very good for poker.
Yeah, it brought in a lot of non-poker players to have interest in poker is what we want. Yeah. you wanted to talk about the ladies 1K at the Wynn?
Oh, I was just gonna say that was like crazy, like how many people that got, because it's not even like the WSOP ladies event, like, which is obviously the biggest. Like this one still got like 600 people, which is crazy.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
for
poker,
just like a non-WSOP thing.
This Wynn WPT thing that just happened was pretty amazing. It basically piggybacking on what you said, the results and the outcome of it and the interest and the coverage and everything was just sick.
Yeah.
It was really sick. They did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you play in some of the events?
Yeah, I did.
Which ones? Unless there's a
the
ton.
Main, the ladies, the bounty.
How'd you do?
I didn't cash the main or the ladies. I cashed the bounty and like another one. I cashed like 3, I think.
How much did you make?
No, I lost for sure.
Oh, because of the ones
No, I actually satellited into the main, so I think I'm like even for this series.
Got it.
Yeah.
And
No, I think I'm still down a bit, but yeah.
Okay. What's your pivot from cash to tournaments? Why have you pivoted? And are you still going to play both?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. But what was the pivot into the tournaments lately?
Tournaments are just like so exciting. Like there's so many like tournaments that have a massive first place and like tons of people are like really fun to play. I think everyone thinks that basically.
Yeah, and you enjoy them.
Yeah, for sure.
When's the last time you played cash?
A couple days ago, but yeah, I haven't really been playing cash lately.
What stakes did you play?
25.50.
Did you win?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're planning on trying to put together a ladies' night at HCL, and I just talked to Billy today about it. You said you're 85% in. His earliest date to do that, because Max Payne Monday is so popular, is February 20th. And you said you would let me know by tomorrow. Today is what date? It's the 23rd of December.
I'm like pretty sure I can play.
You probably can play. Okay,
yeah.
So if you tell me by tomorrow 100th, though, you got to commit to it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So that'll be cool. So any suggestions of who you would like to be at that table? Not that that'll happen, but who
Robbie.
would you... Who?
Robbie.
Oh, my God. Okay, I'll write it down. Robbie. Anyone else?
I just don't know that many people. I'm definitely the people who like there's like 2 people I would want to play because I would want to play because they're friends, but they're good, so I don't want them to play.
Who are they?
I don't want to say.
Because they're good, or
yeah.
Why? Who cares?
I'm not gonna
You don't want
say.
to out them for being good so they can get seats though? Like,
Well,
are we hiding how good they are? What's your purpose of not telling me? You don't have to, but what's the reason? So I understand. I like to understand things.
I haven't really thought much about this, but I just feel like it's not great to talk about other people's playing abilities.
Right, because if they're good and nobody realizes that, they still can get seats. Basically, yeah. Some good players like to hide the fact they're good. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Is there any other personalities besides Robbie that you'd like to see? Just the pure fact that it'd be cool to have that chick there playing?
I don't know, like, that many.
You don't?
Like, not many names come to the top of my head. Just Robbie for sure.
Yeah, and that's just because of what happened, and it's just would be cool.
I think she's like drawing like a ton of people into poker and stuff, and yeah. She's really leaning into what happened, and she's becoming very, very popular in poker. Yeah, I haven't talked to her, but I've seen and heard that she's receiving a more positive than anything. Like everyone's kind of embracing it, and she's not receiving that much negative. Yeah. It's insane what happened. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I'll get your thoughts on it. Who did you idolize, or who did you or who do you idolize in poker? Who are your favorite poker players and why? Who do you try to emulate and be like? Who do you love watching? Who do you think is the GOAT? I mean, Phil Ivey's awesome, obviously.
Yeah. Have you ever played with him?
No. Linus Nerd.
Linus?
Yeah.
Who is he?
Like an online guy in Europe.
He's a beast, though?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Shout out to Linus. Speaking of shout outs, I'm going to shout out to one of my chat pros who loves you. It's the Snow Monkey. So he's going to watch this and probably watch it over 1,000 times because he's like, wants to marry you. But
I think he wants to marry a lot of people.
He does?
I think so.
I think you're at the top of the list. I do. But regardless, Snow Monkey, this podcast for you. Okay, that was it. We won't go any further with that. When we were communicated recently about doing this podcast and about coming on the show, you were in Vienna?
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing there?
Playing online.
But what were you doing there?
Yeah.
You don't want to answer. Okay, I'll read between the lines of that. Somebody special? No. You buy a dog in Vienna and you had to go there and like check it out? Puppy?
Totally.
All right. We are going to...
I love dogs.
Don't you, though? What's your favorite dog?
I love cats more.
Really? You're a cat person?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't ask what's your favorite cat.
But
is there a kind... I guess
do you know the dogs that look like cats, like Shiba Inus?
What are they called?
Shiba Inus.
No.
Okay.
Are they Japanese?
Yeah.
Oh, and they look like...
They look like the how do you call it? Like Dogecoin dog.
Dogecoin? Yeah. That matter not Dogecoin? They should have. A lot of people should have dodged that fucking coin. I'll be honest with you. That's the smartest thing anyone could have done. Now I do know what that is and what they look like because Henry, who plays on our show, has one, and we were just talking about it, but I didn't remember the name, and I did see a picture of it. So that's your favorite dog?
Yeah.
Because it looks like a cat.
It's so cute.
Are you gonna get one?
Dogs are like really hard to take care of. Like
that's right.
I think cats are like very easy to take care
Yeah,
of.
you toss a cat in the house, give it a litter box and some food, and you can go play a tournament for 6 days straight, and it's good.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not 6 days, but you can just get a cat sitter.
Yeah, a fucking dog would have an anxiety attack until you came home, because they're needy. They're like men. They're needy. Cats are like women. They're hard to figure out, right?
Yeah.
All right, I don't know where I'm going with that. Fuck. You've been playing in Europe a lot?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Don't just say yeah. Give me more. Is there a reason for that too that you don't want to talk about?
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're gonna drive everybody crazy. Obviously. Okay, so there's a certain dog or cat that's in these areas that you're spending more time in Europe. Can we just leave it at that? All right. What's his dog tag say? What's his name? All right. Fine. I won't press you on that. You're like the celebrity that you like, that you see on an interview and they go there and they just won't talk about who they're fucking. They just won't do it. They just won't do it. And that's you. And that's fine because that's your business. All right. All right, so here's what I want to know, okay? This is the juicy stuff, and so let's spend some time on it so we could give the people some more poker bunny, okay? Because, I'm running out of stuff here, okay? But this is what I really wanted to get to. You lost your fucking marbles for a while, right? Could you legitimately say you lost your marbles?
For sure.
Yeah. Have you found your marbles?
Yeah.
Because it seems like you have your marbles again. Do you have all of them?
Probably not, but
okay, you're a marble or too short. You're a marble or too. You're probably. Wow, you're perfect. You play poker. You don't have all your marbles. The guy's got to just love you. Seriously. Okay, but in a serious note, you went through a period. I don't know when that was. Maybe you do. I'm never good at knowing if it's 3 months ago, 6 months, a year.
Like in April.
Okay, so April, you lost your marbles. I
didn't sleep for 6 days. I'm not talking I got 2 hours of sleep at night. I'm talking I got 0 hours of sleep.
For 6 days, you did not sleep?
Yes.
Because of substances?
Yeah.
What were they?
I had gotten surgery and was on
Surgery for your boobs?
Not my boobs.
Surgery for your shoulder?
I don't have a boob job.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Guys, girls, feminist groups, please leave me alone.
I also think that boob jobs look good.
Was it your nose?
I think they're dope.
I think it was your nose because I saw pictures of a thing you were posting. Oh, so it was your nose?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you do to your nose?
I got it done.
So you got it done, but would you make it smaller?
I don't know.
What the fuck did you do to it?
I don't think
it looked the same to me.
Yeah.
I don't think you have a problem with your nose. I never did.
Well, I also got like the septum fixed.
Did you have a hard time breathing?
Yeah, but then my friend like accidentally hit like a squishy ball in my face, and now it's fucked again.
Your nose is fucked up again?
Like, yeah, like one side I can't breathe again.
Why?
Because my friend like hit
somebody
something
hit you in the nose
accidentally. Yeah.
Hit you in the nose by accident, and now you got a deviated septum again?
Yeah.
So you went through all that shit, and you still can't breathe.
Yeah. Well, one nostril is fine now.
Which one? I'm just kidding. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude, you're really weird. All right. So, but we knew that. Yeah. Right. You know, you don't have all your marbles, and that's good. All right. So
I would say I have like 99 out of 100 of them now. And like at that time I had like 1 out of 100.
You had 1. Now you got 99. So you just short the 1. That's good.
Yeah.
Good. If you're just missing 1 marble, yeah, you're doing great. But you didn't sleep for 3 days because of, was it when you had your surgery and it was medication? What was it?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
So I was on like opiates, which they prescribed for me.
Sure.
And then I like maybe kept taking some.
Yeah, you leaned in heavily to the opiates after you started taking them.
Not really, because I cut them cold turkey.
Oh. Well, if you didn't sleep for 3 days, was it Coke, Adderall?
6 days.
6 days. What'd I say?
3 days.
Oh, for 6 days. Was it Coke, Adderall? What was it? There had to be. If they're not sleep, it's a stimulant.
So I'm not sure what's in the stuff that I took.
What, the opiates?
After I got prescribed them, like once I ran out of that, I'm not sure what was in the ones I took after that.
Okay.
So I think there was some kind of hallucinogenic or something maybe.
So it was a stimulant to not sleep. Were you taking Adderall?
Like, I think I took it like a couple times when I was taking the opiates, but I was taking way less than I normally was.
So, okay. So some Adderall and then whatever hallucinogens. So made you just...
But it might have... But, like, I didn't knowingly take hallucinogens. Like, I think it was in...
That's what I'm saying. Whatever that you took made you, like, an hallucinogen type of
yeah, but, like,
state.
I think the main factor was lack of sleep for 6 days because... do you know Cale Burns, like, the Australian poker player?
No.
Okay, like, he also didn't sleep for, like, that amount of time. I don't know why. But then at, like, Barcelona EPT... he like ran into the room and like was saying he was gonna kill people and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah. And like then like he got sleep and was fine and like explained that he just like didn't sleep and like, but like for me when I was like going crazy and stuff from not sleeping, I was like saying that like I want the president to be like Doja Cat and Michelle Obama, but for him he was saying he wants to kill people. So
right.
that was a
so
bit
you
of
were
a
just saying
difference.
stupid shit and he got aggressive. Oh my God.
To be fair, I don't think it's stupid. I think it would be like really dope, but yeah.
Really dope if that happened.
Yeah.
With the dogs and the cats and shit.
No, if like Doja Cat and Michelle Obama were president. That's like what I was saying on Twitter
so this
that I
is
want to
where,
happen.
But you still think that would be dope.
Yeah.
So you still, this is where the marble comes in.
Okay.
This is where that 1 marble comes in. That's fine. I mean, hey, you know, I mean, look, anyone can become president. Look, I mean, so why not them? Okay. How did you dig yourself out of this manic episode, basically? I mean, yes, I know you had to get some sleep at some point to get some of your bearings, right? But how did you, what was the pivot point to help you stop this, to get it together, to make a change, and to know you were heading down like a path that was going to be really destructive?
Yeah, I have a close friend who was like trying to convince me for a while that Adderall was horrible for me.
Yeah.
Like I've been on it since I was 6 actually.
Sure.
And like I thought, fuck this. Like obviously I need to be on Adderall and everything.
Right.
But eventually I like didn't take it for long enough that my dopamine levels like went back to normal, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when you're taking it all the time, when you're not on it, then you aren't getting any dopamine, I think. But then when you are on it, you get like a massive amount of dopamine.
Yeah. So basically it generates dopamine, but it stops your natural, your body from producing it. So there was basically a detox period where when you got off it, you weren't producing dopamine.
Yeah.
And it probably was a tough period.
Yeah.
But kudos to you to stick to that and not go back on it, because that's why people keep doing that cycle of drugs, right? Because they're like either want the high back, the dopamine, whatever it is they're getting from that particular drug. But now you can confidently say, since you've been off it, you feel way better in your life than you've ever felt.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a note to people listening that were prescribed this, because, doctors have been over prescribing children and people so much shit, and it just is this vicious cycle of basically pain, because it keeps you either doped up, it keeps you in this state, it keeps you this. So that you're lucky that you got, whoever this friend is, you're lucky that you got to the point to where you could now be completely substance free and feel amazing and think. You could focus now. You feel good. You have good positive vibes.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be able to focus without it at all, but
yeah.
I was
How
wrong.
long did it take to reboot until you could focus without it?
Like from when I stopped taking it, maybe it was like a month and a half until I went to the next poker tournament I went to, and I was fine focusing then.
Good. What were the most negative outcomes of that period of your life when you were posting those things, when you were doing those things? Was there any repercussions that are lasting from it, or did everything patch itself up?
I mean, look, people thought I was crazy anyway.
That's true.
Before that happened.
Are you crazy?
I don't know how to answer that.
Okay.
I think everyone's like somewhat crazy. Maybe I'm more crazy than...
I don't think you're crazy. I'm not even trolling you.
Okay.
I don't think you're crazy. You should have just said no, because you're not crazy. You're who you are, and you're quirky. Quirky's not crazy. You're very quirky.
Yeah, I'm definitely quirky.
Yeah, you're quirky. That's cool. Quirky's good. Yeah, a lot of guys like quirky. And
if like crazy, the definition of that is like not in tune with reality and all of this stuff, then no, I'm not crazy.
You're totally not.
Yeah.
I've talked to you a lot right out there before we got here. You're so far from crazy, it's ridiculous. So,
okay.
But you're just quirky and you're different, and that's cool. You're who you are. What do you regret the most about that period, besides the fact that it sucked? And I'm not talking like, I know it was horrible. I know it had to be so much pain and anguish, but what do you regret the most?
I'm not sure if like the part where I didn't sleep for 6 days and the manic episode was like that's not like the part that I regret the most. Like I regret stuff leading up to that for sure.
What was it?
I mean, like I never should have been taking Xanax and like Adderall all the time, but this isn't even like the big regret. Honestly, the big regret is like stuff that negatively impacted other people.
The things you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think was the most negatively impacted into who? If you don't want to say, it's okay. This is what people want to know.
I mean, I shouldn't have been playing poker when I was so depressed and like on all these pills.
Yeah. When you came onto our show a couple times, you seemed out of your mind. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Was that part of the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the hopping around thing was cute, but you couldn't sit in your seat for more than a couple minutes. You were fidgety. You kept checking your phone. You got up, you got down, you got up and down. It was a production nightmare, to be honest. And then I think you said some things, did some things, whatever. But that was the time where you're saying you should not have been playing poker.
Yeah.
Got it. That makes sense. But you know what, Paulina?
But I also, like, I justified it by thinking, like, no matter what, I'm going to be like in not the best spot like anyway,
right.
in terms of other issues in my life that were making me depressed and these kinds of things. I didn't think I was going to resolve those, so I thought, okay, well, I'll just like deal with that, and like it is what it is. Like obviously I would prefer if everything was perfect.
Of course. Were you masking some of your feelings and depressions by your behavior?
I definitely didn't want people to like see if I was struggling, but like I don't think I was masking things with behavior.
Got it. Okay. And yeah, it's very interesting. Are you able to discuss what was depressing you? Why were you depressed? What was the pain from? Too painful to talk about?
I mean, it's like actual fucked up shit, like fucked up life shit.
It's up to you. If it's too personal or too painful, just don't answer. If it's something that you can answer. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like if I can talk about it in a way where I don't talk about other people who are involved.
You just want to leave it as there's a lot of things in your very personal life that have been very hard.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna push you to talk about something you don't want to. I'm only gonna push you to talk about something if you think it's plus EV to do. You want to pass on it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're done on that. But I will say this. For those of you watching, understand that I've said this a million times, and I've said this way before anything to do with you. I've said this when it came to the Robbie and the Garrett stuff and all the pain. I mean, that was very entertaining for the poker world for a while. A lot of people lived off the air of that. Some of the influencers, a lot of people went crazy. There was a big buzz. Cool. But there are human beings behind each Twitter account. There's human beings behind every situation. And like I said with the Robbie Garrett stuff, regardless who's guilty, who cheated, who didn't, there's somebody or somebody's that are hurting. A lot of people on my staff were hurt deeply. I was hurt very deeply about a lot of the accusations that were taking place about the show, about myself, and about my good friends and family at Hustler. And I've often said, and this is my point to you and to people listening, you know, you may have saw Paulina in her worst state, and some of the shit you posted was fucking crazy and etc. But I knew that you were hurting. I knew that something was going on by how that was manifesting. And, you know, and I seen the hate and the trolls and the stupid shit people said when you were putting yourself in that position. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, that's what my whole point is like there's a human behind whatever that story is who is dealing with stuff you probably have no idea is happening in their life currently or in the past. And so for me, like, that's the message that I would like to get out, if anything on this podcast, is to say, look, come from a place of compassion, right? Come from a place of like leaning into going, oh my God, this person needs help. This person, there's pain in this message. There's something wrong here. If anything, the messages should be, and I know you got a lot of support, and I saw a lot of positive, like, hey, do you need help? Are you okay? Hang in there. So believe me, there's a lot of people with some big hearts that were doing that. I was one of them with you. I was really afraid for you for a while. I would say, like, please, are you okay? Can I help you? Can anyone get you some help? Etc. But there were a lot of people that were leaning in the other way that just were like, here's how I mean this. Just like there's teenagers that kill themselves. And they've killed themselves solely on the fact that they are receiving hate and negativity and bashing, and it pushes them over the edge. And some people don't understand, when people are depressed and you go into a deep depression, most people take their own lives in a decision that's instant. Some people plan it out, they write the note, whatever. I got it. But some people go into such a dark place, and one message or two messages or just some extra hate can push them into a place. And I was afraid for you for that. I'm going to be really honest with you. I was actually afraid that could happen. I don't know if you ever thought about that. Okay, good. But the message is like, look, there's shit going on in people's lives. They're poker players. They're building a brand. They're wearing fucking bunny ears. They're doing this. Who knows what it is? But there's shit going on in people's personal lives that aren't always rosy because, online, a lot of times we only see the good shit or you only post the happy stuff or you post whatever. But it's like, keep that in mind when you go after someone. I guess that's just my takeaway from it. I swear, this is like a big thing for me. It's like, I just don't like seeing people being attacked online and the nastiness of it. I said it probably 20 times already in the last 5 podcasts, but and yes, I experienced it, but fine. But I honestly feel worse for the people that have experienced it that literally are like I said this before. I had a poker dealer. Her name's Lauren. Mm-hmm. She received a ton of accusations about the Jack 4 thing. She's the sweetest thing in the world. She wouldn't even know how to be wouldn't even have the capacity, not because she's not smart enough, but to do something underhanded. Yeah. And she got attacked hard. This girl cried for a week or more straight, almost quit, and literally went into you want to get it?
No, it's okay.
And went into such a dark place that it sickened me just because of dumb fucks that went after her with no proof, no nothing, and attacked her and many other people. So I will stand on my soapbox on this subject and talk as long as I fucking want to, because people say, oh, I talk too much in my interviews. But this is something that really, really, really bothers me. So, yeah. So I'm glad that you got through it. I'm glad you have 99 marbles now. It's good. Those are good marbles. That's a good ratio. And I'm glad you're doing okay. Seriously, I really mean that.
Yeah, but just something to add, though, like telling people that they need help and stuff is not helping anyone.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like some of those kinds of comments I see on Twitter and stuff are like probably some of the most hurtful, because it's like you're just telling someone they have something wrong with them, but you have no intention of like
doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically labeling you. Or just don't say nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Either don't say anything or say, hey, hang in there. It doesn't have to be, right? Just whatever. Yeah. Like, because like you said, the negative or whatever, the accusations, they're hurtful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say this. If somebody's saying go get help because they're like fucking weirdo, go get help, then okay. But there might have been some people that legitimately meant it only because they were concerned. So you have to take that into consideration.
Yeah. But it's still I'm not saying that they're bad intended, but it's not the right way to go about like actually helping someone.
Well, coming from someone that was going through it, it's good feedback.
Yeah.
What should they do?
Like for me, the one thing that actually helped me is like someone very close in my life was like helping me. I think that's like the only cure. It's not like getting help at like doctor, like getting help from drugs or
somebody
something
who
like
cared
this.
and loved you.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, and like unfortunately I think like a lot of people just like don't have access to that, but I really think that's like the one thing that can really help someone.
Whoever that is, God bless them.
Yeah.
Okay. You had told me poker saved you. You want to elaborate?
Like, okay, before I started playing poker, I was also going through darker shit then than I was throughout my poker career.
Right. Earlier in your life.
Yeah. And there wasn't anything that was like motivating me. Like I thought I was like worthless in life and stuff. Sure. And then like a lot of people are going to like roll their eyes and be like whatever, but like when I started playing poker, like I was taking it extremely seriously, trying my hardest to like get as good as possible at the game, even though I made like insane fuck ups on streams and all of this stuff. Like I was working extremely hard to be as good as possible. And yeah, maybe I wasn't like I wasn't studying the right things. Like I wasn't getting the best information to be good, but like I was definitely putting an insane amount of effort into poker, and like that gave me a really awesome direction in life. And for sure, like Yeah, I don't know where I would be without poker.
Yeah, it just gave you something, it sounds crazy, to live for.
Yeah,
it really gave you an identity. You needed an identity. That's what you're really saying if you don't know it.
Yeah, and even though there's like all these like trolls and stuff, whatever, it also like poker brought me to like the strongest relationships I've had in my life. Like one of like my closest friends, like this isn't the person I was talking about throughout the stream, but like Dara O'Kearney like has been like a real like parent to me that I never had.
Sure.
And yeah, and I met him through poker, and like other like real like relationships I've had like through.
It gave you a life, an identity. You met people that are like forever going to be in your life.
Yeah, and like-minded.
You didn't feel like you had direction.
Yeah,
or
for
a purpose.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm so happy that that's the case for you, and that you're happy and that you're doing what you love. Why would you think people are going to roll their eyes because you say you put in work, but you made mistakes? Do you know that's every poker player? Do you know that like the greatest poker players in the world are still making mistakes? You know, like I'm not a great poker player, but I
really retarded. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Say that?
No, go ahead. Say it. Yeah, say retarded. Say what you want.
There was like some really retarded shit that I did. Like everyone's seen that, you know.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Whatever. You didn't have all your marbles. It's fine. But like I was gonna say, like there's a lot of poker players like myself. I study poker every week, and every time I play, I make either small mistakes or a huge mistake, and all you can do is just learn from it and keep going. So no one's going to roll their eyes that you put in a lot of time in the lab, and like basically that's your own insecurity going, how can I say that when they saw this and they saw me do this? Well, that's just normal. Maybe it had something to do with your state of mind. I don't know. But just so you know, going forward, you're still going to make a ton of mistakes. I don't care how hard you work. I mean, that's just the nature of the game. Yeah,
like the stream I was playing this week, like I did like two like pretty like quite stupid things, and like in the past I would have like let that influence my my thought process like for way too long, but then I just like let it go and was like whatever. Like
that's great. You played at the bike. That's fine. We could say it. And I'll watch to see your dumb plays, but it's funny because I'll give you an example. Okay. I had today is the 23rd. It's Friday. I played yesterday, the 22nd, on Thursday. I won 42,000. Okay. I played a super A game. For whatever reason, my mind's more clear. I'm done for this Jack 4 shit died down. I was depressed, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
And poker players, it's weird. If you just have some personal shit, sometimes you just don't play your A game and you play your fucking F game or your C game. Even though I won and I played great, I played one hand, which dictated where instead of winning 40, I probably won 80, 70, where I lost 35,000 in a hand by overplaying by aces.
Yeah.
I should have never shoved the turn. It was a huge mistake. I've done this numerous times in the last few weeks. I'll play great sessions and I'll make one really big, it's kind of my Achilles heel where I got to work on it. I make one big blow up or one big bad shove or call. And so my point though is, to your point, if I go back 6 or 8 months ago and I made that play early in a session, it would have dictated the rest of my session, my demeanor, my mood, and maybe my next 2 weeks. I literally would go on suicide watch because I was so disappointed in myself for making that mistake. I'm thinking, I'm working this hard and I'm going to do something that fucking stupid right now. Like, I should quit.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I've learned, because I do have a poker coach and I communicate with him on a daily. And normally what I would do is after a play like that, I would probably take a break and go call him and go, I'm done. Like, I can't even whatever. But I've learned over the last few months, and I don't know what the pivot point was because I worked more on the mental game than anything, and that is that, like, this shit's going to happen. And after it happened, I had a moment yesterday of, like, you stupid son of a bitch to myself. And then I thought, grow up and just keep grinding and stick to your plan.
Like, we're here to make money, not to, like, think about, like, this one mistake the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, because
like,
it's going to happen.
Make us make less money.
I shook it off.
Yeah.
I wasn't on tilt. I continued to engage in the group. I went back to grinding and I won 42,000. So Point is in the past that would have never happened. I would have probably been afraid to lose another 40 and started doing stupid shit. I would have totally lost my confidence, and I probably would have had the worst session ever. So as a poker player, as you're saying, that's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
And the winning poker players are not going to tilt. They're going to get back at it after they make a mistake, and they're just going to work harder and go into the lab harder. So good for you, because that is going to be the recipe for you or anybody else in poker if you want to be a winning poker player. So if you're a poker player, I think that was a good section for us to touch on that. Hopefully they enjoyed it. Any other thoughts on any of that before I ask you the next question? Anything?
I mean, I saw this like really famous player who's supposed to be like amazing do something really stupid in a tournament and like versus me, which was awesome.
Right, but that encourages you.
Yeah, exactly. Because then I
see
like other people fuck up and like, yeah.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, we're human. And we're not bots.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen.
And bots are shit at playing versus humans anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's true. Well, they don't have the human element, you know? It's it's just math. Anything else? Mm-mm. Okay. So what are your thoughts, your in-depth thoughts of the Jack 4 hand, of Robbie, of Garrett, of Hustler Casino Live, of the trolls that are attacking Hustler Casino Live? I'm giving you a million things to talk about, or any other thing that you want to add to that. What's the Poker Bunny's thoughts on the Jack 4 drama?
Like, my first thought when I saw the hand was that it's totally plausible that Robbie just like completely fucked up this hand, and like I can completely see her response being genuine and everything, even though people who've never like played a big live stream or like experienced what it's like to be a poker girl getting like all of this criticism and everything probably like can't put themselves in her shoes. Like,
I mean, to be fair, a guy would have taken the same heat, no? Because it was really odd. You think it's more because she was a girl?
No.
Okay.
No, yeah. I think like the hand was fucking weird.
Okay, go on.
But people were attacking her response, I think. Like when she said she thought she had a pair or something, like Jack 3. Right. Yeah, so people were attacking that. Like they were calling her a liar and stuff. And like I think like I could see her just saying like whatever in that spot, like defending her play at first, but actually like thinking
because she was embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's what I thought happened.
Yeah.
I don't believe she thought she had Jack 3. I believe that was her initial response because she felt dumb. That's what I think.
I don't know.
I don't know for sure.
I think maybe like she really did think she had Jack 3.
You think?
Yeah. Even though she looked at her cards again, like, I don't know. I just think it's totally possible.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all misread our hand. Like.
Do you think she cheated?
No.
Okay. What do you think about the whole thing? And
like, I'm not gonna say like it's impossible that she cheated or whatever. Like, obviously it's not.
Of course, we can never know for sure.
But to me, it doesn't make sense that she would give the money back if she was cheating, because like if she wouldn't be thinking about long term in that case. Like, I think if she was cheating, because she would never have the chance to like try to cheat on that stream again. You know, if
that's an interesting take, Paulina, because a lot of people think, well, she gave back because she was.
No, that's stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because if you were, you would just take the money and run, in your opinion.
Yeah.
Because okay.
Yeah, and I think like it's likely she was more concerned about her image long term and not getting into controversy and stuff.
Well, 1,000% she was. I know that for sure, because that's all she talked about, was being worried about to be able to play again, to what people were going to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's what her main thing was, regardless of what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
So I think that actually like helps her case that she gave the money back.
What do you think about the poker community and the internet breaking after this, and how everyone reacted to it, what everyone's thoughts were, how the influencers were like, just tell me what you think positively or negatively from this. Well,
people are always obsessed with cheating scandals in poker. It's like the one thing that can draw in everyone, not just poker players, like people who don't play poker, like eat this shit up.
Yeah.
Like they don't go crazy about like specific hands or whatever. Like this one guy's playing on the stream, but like they go crazy about the cheating stuff.
TMZ type shit. People love drama.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that that is true? There was no way around that. Do you think that everyone's behavior was justified? Do you think they're like, what do you think about it? Did you follow all the like weeks of drama?
I followed some of it. I think it was reasonable for Garrett to be like, what the fuck? Like it looked like super weird for sure.
Sure.
I think it was not smart of him to write that long thing after. Mm-hmm. Like that wasn't written by a lawyer or anything, obviously. That was...
Yeah, go on. You just think it was not smart for liability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him at all.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Well, like I've often said, you know, Hustler has spent over 6 figures investigating it. We hired independent investigators. We hired a cyber firm to turn our place upside down and gave them carte blanche to report whatever. And even though it's inconclusive, we found nothing. It doesn't mean it didn't happen, and it doesn't mean it did happen. And I've said from the very beginning, not to be politically correct, but I've said from the beginning, it's like, look, until you know what happened for sure, and I believe this, and I'm sorry to say this for Garrett or anyone else, you cannot accuse somebody of cheating unless you have hard facts. You can't go on circumstantial. It's just not cool. And at the same time, when the people are out there trolling Robbie and calling her all these names and calling her a cheater, it's reckless because they don't have any proof, just like they did with me when they were trying to say I was signaling and doing all this shit. At the other end of it,
but it's a weird fucking hand.
At the other end of it, it's the weirdest shit we ever saw. Yeah. If you're a poker player and know what you're doing, you know that it makes no sense. So there has to be a discussion about it, and that's why I understand why Garrett thought that. So I'll defend him in saying I get it, and then I'll not defend him in saying unless you have 100% proof besides the fact that it just looks like it, you just can't do that. And that's why I just like wished people that there's no way to do this. This isn't real life because everyone's going to give their opinion and they have it and they're entitled to it. But that's why you have to be careful because you got a guy like Garrett who truly believes it in his heart. He absolutely does. I get why. And, you know, whether he handled it right, wrong, or indifferent, he's still a human being and he's taken a lot of really heat. His poker career has been tarnished big time over it. And it's sad to me because there's just no reason for that. At the same time, you know, Robbie has made herself a star and she's leaned into it. But at the same time, I'm sure she went through a lot of pain in her family and everything else. And I just, until you know something, you can investigate it, you could do whatever. But when you flat out accuse somebody, whoever you are, even all the influence, everyone else, people on the shows, you know, the guests and this and the texts and the tweets and the discords and all the stuff that was out there, it's just reckless and it's stupid. Yeah. Although it's interesting, and although it's a discussion, and although it should be investigated, and although everyone has the right to talk about it and maybe give an opinion, of course, but I just think you have to be careful because I was interviewing Daniel Negreanu. His podcast probably be out before yours.
Oh, you interviewed him?
Yeah, just
that's cool.
A few days ago on Zoom. And he's exactly where I'm at on this. It's like you cannot accuse somebody of something because even if you do and it passes, that will forever be on them. Yeah. So like if you say this about that person, you can have 1 million people say it's bullshit, but you still are going to have a ton of people that just say, I'll never know for sure. And that person's integrity and reputation has been tarnished. Even though it may not affect them dollar-wise, they're still playing on the show, they're still doing this, they still whatever, but it's not cool. And that's why these things have to be approached from a place of, yes, research it, yes, investigate it, yes, be interested in it, yes, talk about it, but be careful what you say because that is, there's a human being behind that accusation. And if it's not true, it's fucked up. So,
honestly, like that kind of hand, I'm not saying I ever did anything like as insane as that when I was starting out in poker, but like it just doesn't seem so crazy to me that she would get confused and do that.
Again, both are true. I know that's the perplexing part of it, is because most people changed their mind 50 times. Yes, she did. No, she didn't. Everyone did. Everyone has those opinions. I get that. That's just human nature to go, especially if you really understand poker. Made no sense. Zero to me, unless you just misclicked or panicked or just whatever. I don't know, Or
she was just like so like distracted by being on stream and everything and thinking about other stuff, not thinking about the hand. She could have just like thought, had a lesson about poker like 3 days ago and heard something about blockers and thought, like maybe I'm supposed to have a jack here. Like, let's go.
She did use that term, which did not apply.
Yeah,
at all.
She obviously like she didn't know what she was talking about.
She didn't on that. No.
She was saying the opposite thing, actually.
It was the opposite, yeah.
But like that's very common for someone to like completely misunderstand the information.
Yeah,
they're
just
learning
because
at
she
first.
completely got it backwards doesn't mean it was like nefarious. It just means she didn't understand what the fuck she was talking about, which fine, she didn't, which leads to the case of her defense. Who knows? But yeah, all the savvy poker players were like, well, fuck, blocker. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? Well, yeah, it's funny because it's like, doesn't make any sense. Any other thoughts on that? Okay. So I got 3 more questions. And of course you add whatever you want at the end. What are your poker goals for the Poker Bunny at 24 years old? What would you like to accomplish? Tell me your goals.
Yeah, I just want to continue to keep playing poker, having fun, being a ridiculous bunny, and yeah, fucking shit up at the poker table.
Okay, good. Just want to do what you love.
Yeah.
Okay. How about in your personal life? Any personal life goals? What do you want to see? What does Paulina want in her personal life going forward besides poker?
I never want to return to the dark stuff I was doing in the past. And yeah. Just
be happy. Mm-hmm. Be happy and have all your marbles. Well, 99.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this besides your final thoughts. I want to ask you, do you want to put a bounty out for that last marble if we could find it? Is there a number? Can your backer, which would your backer put? What can we give a number? I mean, we'll search for it. You want to put a marble bounty?
Yeah.
You do? Because I think maybe we should just go with 99. I think it makes you more quirky. Let's just scratch that. If you guys find that marble, throw it in the ocean. We don't want it. Okay. Do you have any final thoughts, Paulina? Anything you want the poker community to know here? Anything you want to say? Anything you want to leave them with? If you don't have anything, that's okay. Sometimes that's a weird question just to hit someone with, but what do you got?
Fuck GTO.
Fuck GTO.
Yeah.
You want us to leave it at that?
Yeah.
Fuck GTO. GTO didn't do you right.
No.
Fuck GTO is your final thought.
Yeah.
Okay. You heard it here. This is the Nick Vertucci Show. I am Nick Vertucci. I am here with Paulina, the only and the one and only Poker Bunny. Paulina, all I have to say to you is there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to love this interview. It was a pleasure to have you in here to do this, and I am personally thrilled that you are past all that dark shit and that you are doing well personally and professionally, and it's all an upward trajectory for you, so that makes me happy. Okay?
Yeah.
All right?
Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. Folks, Nick Vertucci Show. I am Nick Vertucci, Paulina the Poker Bunny, and be out.